Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at Gengar with Focus Blast here in the current manner. But the actual MVP in this team is definitely the Poliwrath. I really enjoyed using this thing. I can highly recommend you using it. If you haven't built that already, like most of you most likely still have one build from earlier seasons if you applied them. Because this thing was always amazing. You kind of most likely think about, oh, why does he run Ice Punch instead of Scald on this thing? As Scald is basically a new cool move that it didn't have and made it a bit better. I already made a showcase of the Scald version on a different, like also I think in Ultra League before without the, like with the XL I mean. But now we're gonna play with Ice Punch here, mostly because our team otherwise just completely dies to Dragonite, and Ice Punch does a lot of damage against the Dragonite, and this is basically the only reason, but the reason was definitely solid because he faced a lot of Dragonites with this team. In the lead especially, like I don't think I have ever faced one in the back. Most of them like are usually in the lead, so we're kind of fine there, and still Dynamic Punch is really good just to do some neutral damage against a lot of stuff, and yeah, in general a really cool Pokemon. Here sadly my opponent will not be able to survive this with 1 HP and gets to move there, which was really unlucky. I had to shield this outrage there, but it is fine, it is fine. This team was really cool. I used the Gengar, of course, as a safe swap. That's why you use Focus Blast. Otherwise, I don't think it's as good, the Focus Blast, as you kind of want to get out the normal types, or in general, like the dark types as well, because you can just use Focus Blast on them and they are gone. So yeah, that was basically the main idea of this team. So you have like Trevenant in the back as another ghost, which then doesn't really have to face with the hardest counters anymore. The lead can deal with ghost type, normal types and dark types as well because of the Dynamic Punch. So I really enjoyed the team just from the build, and also really played well. It didn't play amazing, to be honest, and I would say Focus Blast is kind of a waste on this thing. But it's definitely still fine. We can here farm this thing down and should be able to KO it with one Shadow Bond. My opponent just surrenders anyway, so good game there. And yeah, Swampert is actually a bit tricky, I think, in the lead, because an Earthquake does a lot of damage. I think I'm gonna try to catch on Trevenant. Yeah, I'll try to catch on Trevenant. My opponent actually throws, which kind of was like interesting, and he throws again. So what I thought now, most likely there's like something like double fighter in the back. And you see one fighter here already. I don't know if he has another one or not. But like, you shouldn't use Hydro Cannon against the Trevenant. It's a grass type, you don't have to shield it there. It doesn't really do that much, and it would do much against other Pokemon rather than this thing. So I kind of expect him to be weak to Ghost in the back again. So I have my Gengar still around, and I think my Gengar still might have some play here, even though he gets the boost. I just thought of farming him down with my little... It's called Poliwrath there, but like because of the boost I didn't really want to risk it. And never mind, he has a Gothitelle in the back, which is really bad for my Gengar here at this point. So yeah, it doesn't look too good because it's basically a Core Breaker. I have never seen a Gothitelle before. I guess it doesn't make sense that it doesn't want to face that with the Trevenant, but yeah, for the Gengar it's not the best, but we survive with a 1 HP in Dream, and the Poliwrath again being MVP here, throwing the Ice Punch and KOing this thing. Very nice. And Trevenant against us. I just swap out into Gengar. I could also go for the Mirror, but it doesn't really matter too much. Here, at this point, I thought, okay, I easily should be able to get to the next Shadow Punch as well, which I definitely do. I can shield here and get 2 shields from my opponent. I'm totally fine with that. My opponent drops out into a Lapras, which I also don't mind too much. I don't get to another move. I don't think I would have got to the Focus Burst either, even if like he didn't catch the move, but it's fine. We can go for a Dynamic Punch here. I thought of, he saw me trying to swap out there so I can catch the Skull Bash, but I have to take it now. I can farm down though. I have a move steward. And my opponent goes into the Trevenant again and then goes into the Muk immediately, which was very interesting, as this is gonna be a very difficult game to win now at this point. I don't actually know how I want to win this game. He goes for Dark Pulse here. I just have to go for the Seed Bomb actually. And the Trevenant gonna KO me from my opponent's side. But we have a bit more health, I think. I can go for a move here, and I still have a move stored, so maybe I'm fine. I think I'm just gonna swap out here and try to catch... Yeah, I perfectly throw it at him. Well, he thought he has to farm me down basically there, but yeah, I was able to swap out and snipe him. That's why it's always cool to save a move. Here again, why you need Ice Punch, Dragonite, otherwise it's a bit of a pain. But like this, it does like, yeah, 70% around that. Sadly, your Mud Shot does like nothing against it, so you cannot farm it down anyway. But you should be able to win. I mean, most likely even in the 2 shields, I don't know. I think 2 shields you might be able to farm me down in time, to be honest. Like 1 shields and 0 shields, I guess you win. But my opponent goes into his own Gengar now, which was a very interesting move there. I can go for the Shadow Punch, he shields, and I think I'm not going to shield here. I'm just going to save the shield for my small tree here, and I have to shield here, of course. But I have a move stored then, and it depends on what he has in the back. Unless it's a hard counter to me, we are fine. It is Sylveon. I was like, this is kind of tough though. It's not the best Pokemon to face right now. And we can go for a Seed Bomb here, which won't KO him, but get him low. And he goes into the Dragonite. I can farm down here. I only got 1 move off it. I had much for him down there, so he didn't have a move. I think he was like 1 or 2 quick moves away from a charge move on the Sylveon anyway, so that was really close. Roserade lead into Empoleon. This is never really good for me. I'm just gonna try to bait him here because he might expect like a Shadow Ball as well, which would hurt a lot. And I definitely know that I can get to another Focus Blast, and he shields again. Kinda lame. It's like, I don't know, opponents are shielding way too much against my Gengar. Like always the Focus Blast doesn't really hit. Kinda annoying. But yeah, here we can shield at least over once and farm up extra as much as we can. Have some extra energy. He still has the Roserade. I'm gonna swap out here. And here's a Charizard, and I shouldn't have swapped out there. But how did I know? Yeah, I couldn't know that. I thought like he would just go into Roserade and I had to kind of swap out immediately. But at this point, yeah, I kind of wanted to shield here and see if I can get to the Shadow Ball. Spoiler, I couldn't. Yeah. It wouldn't be an Ice Punch range anyway. I needed more moves anyway. I can go for the Ice Punch now, which will KO him now, just barely. But Charizard has a Blast Burn stored, and that's gonna be a good game. Nothing really I can do here anymore. Kinda hard counted, kinda like, at least the lead wasn't the nicest lead. Speaking of a nice lead, here we have a Lapras against us, and we have a Trevenant coming into us. Maybe I should have swapped out earlier into my Gengar, to be honest. That was not the right play. But I should be able to shield once and win this matchup at least. He goes for the bait move, which I was like, if he went for Shadow Ball, I could have just farmed him all the way down and had a move start for the Lapras, but like this, I can't. But I can go for a Focus Blast against this Lapras. And are we gonna land this Focus Blast? Here's 2 shields. Of course not. But at least we put him into Dynamic Punch range, which I was fine with. I know that this is gonna be a Skull Bash, so I'm gonna shield here. And I can farm up extra. I farmed up as much as I can basically before he gets to another Skull Bash. And we're gonna swap out here because he had like, yeah, he was definitely at a move there already, and it's gonna be a bit tricky now. As we have the Nidoqueen against our Trevenant. I think it KOs the Trevenant before. And we definitely have to survive like a Skull Bash with our Poliwrath, and it's gonna be really awkward in general right now. We at least see Peter here, that was really nice. But I have to farm up a bit extra here anyway because this won't KO him. I have to try to farm him down now. And he swaps out. He has only 1 HP though, which is nice. He goes for a Skull Bash, doesn't KO me. And are we able to farm him down in time? We just barely are able to farm him down. Good game there to my opponent. Next up, Trevenant again. We're just gonna swap out. We faced so many Trevenant with it. Like, in the beginning, Trevenant wasn't as common, but right now, like, Trevenant is everywhere. So, yeah, I think like something like Obstagoon right now is a really, really good Pokemon if you want to use that. It seems to be like a lot of ghost types in the meta in general. Me playing a double ghost team with Trevenant as well and complaining about too many Trevenants is hilarious. But what can we do? Yeah, Swampert is always also a bit tricky, but here at least we can go into our Trevenant. He goes into his Trevenant, which was like, I don't know why he did that. But we're gonna be able to KO him before anyway, because we had some extra energy. And you see here is Alone and Muk in the back, and I don't know why he didn't went into this immediately. I think he misclicked there, because this is definitely not the play that you should have done. But we are fine here, we can take this move. It's gonna be the Acid Spray, so we can farm down a bit extra, but we can throw another move here, which is fine for me. And we can swap out and go for the Ice Punch soon, I would guess. It's gonna be another Acid Spray, and he gonna not swap. I think he just surrendered at this point and didn't do anything anymore at all. Because he knew, yeah, there was no way he could have won this anyway. You know, I was like close to another move. He knew he had to throw an Earthquake against me, and he knew I had still my Gengar in the deck, which would be able to just farm him down. Next up we have Dragonite against us again. It's a Shadow version this time around. I don't know how I got the extra crit move through and it still went for the Ice Punch, even though like I was kind of getting refunded there. I don't know, but yeah, definitely an interesting catch because I was actually 1 over, but definitely worked out. I tried to underfarm a bit here, but I can just go for another Dynamic Punch now. I overfarmed as much as I can. This thing should die from that. And my opponent goes back into a Gengar, which is not the best thing because I have to shield here now. And this is really, really tricky and really annoying for me. As he goes into his Dragonite, he knows that this is a move that he's gonna survive. And he plays that really well here, to be honest. Like, nothing really I can say about this. I have to take down the clock there. I think my switch log isn't up yet. Yeah, it's not even close to being up. I can go for the Ice Punch. He let this go actually, which was interesting. I should have went for the Ice Punch there, to be honest. Because at this point he can just go for the Shadow Ball. And yeah, I mean it wouldn't have mattered anyway. He could have farmed me down there anyway. Very cool game there from my opponent. Gengar just destroyed me there. And we have another Dragonite. So many Dragon types in the lead right now. So if you're on a Charm user, it might be good right now. Would be also good against my team. But yeah, I see so many Dragonites right now, like it's everywhere. Maybe I should also make a video about Dragonite lead. I have like a team that I've used several seasons already during the normal Ultra League Premier Cups. Just because it's a non-XL team and I just wanted to have like something for other people, and I know that other people use it right now in this cup and have a lot of success with it, so maybe I just try that out as well. We have to see. But yeah, here we can just shield this Ancient Power and he goes into the Empoleon, which is not the best. I can put him into range of a Dynamic Punch at least. But here's some extra farm. And yeah, we go into our Trevenant here. We're gonna shield up this Drill Peck. Let's see what he's gonna do now. Go for the Seed Bomb. He lets us go and he still has the Togekiss in the back. I don't know why he let this go, but there's like literally nothing he can do at this point. Is I'm just gonna be able to go for the Seed Bomb and KO this thing. He could have shielded, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Here against Toshi, he has a Dragonite, and I misplay this match a bit because I over-predict him and thought he would play, I don't know, a bit different. Here I thought already, yeah, he knows that I have Ice Punch, so he's most likely gonna swap on the last Ice Punch, or he gets 2 shields here now from me, because I know that I can shield there, and I overfarm by 1 because I kind of expected him to swap, which you're gonna see now. But because he most likely didn't know the counts anyway, like he perfectly caught on the Empoleon, which then was really annoying as I needed the Ice Punch or the Dynamic Punch there. So that was really annoying that I basically through overfarming and playing the correct way put me into a really bad state for this game now. As he has a Venus on the back, which would be better on our Gengar as we resist everything there, while his Sludge Bomb here does hurt a lot. And maybe I shouldn't have thrown any move here, to be honest. I think that might have been a problem and it might have been not the right play. You know, that I can get to a move here. I have to hope basically that I can get to 1 move with my Gengar here, which we should be able to. We need 1 more quick move, like, come on, like 1 Dragon Cloak shouldn't do that much. 1 HP and we lost because of that. There's nothing really we can do here anymore. And yeah, otherwise we would have won if we just lived there with 1 HP in a dream, but I don't know how we didn't get to the move there, but good game there. Really annoying. We have another Poliwrath against us on lead, which is very interesting. Let's see which moveset he's gonna run, as like it really depends. And let's see if we can get this Dynamic Punch here onto our Gengar, which was then triple resisted, so it didn't do anything, but he has the perfect answer already. Goes for the Mug with the Dark Pulse. And I thought, yeah, if I shield here, he must know that I have Focus Blast, so I'm just gonna bait him here. At least I can go for this Focus Blast and it's gonna hit, doesn't it? Yeah, it does hit. At least it was the first and only Focus Blast I think that ever hit with my Gengar. He knows now that he doesn't have to shield at all with a Sylveon. And yeah, it's gonna be a bit problematic now as he still has the Poliwrath alive. But Sylveon is already low, which is good. And I can just try to farm him down here. And we get some lag, which was actually in my favor. Even though like both got the moves through, I kind of wanted to have more farm here anyway. And he's gonna have the Ice Punch anyway here. I'm just gonna try to get to 2 Seed Bombs and then swap out, as we're gonna get both of our shields then, and it's a bit cheaper than the move of my Poliwrath anyway, and we should be able to win this game now. As he goes to the Dynamic Punch here, and we are close to our Dynamic Punch. We're gonna be able to actually farm down the Sylvia now with our Poliwrath, and good game there. And into the last match, we're gonna have Charizard against us in the lead. Oof, actually a best buddy Charizard, that's hilarious. And here's something where you really want to have Scald, but like having a Scald in general is not as worth it as having the Ice Punch for the Dragonite, to be honest, because you don't see as many Charizard leads as you see Dragonite leads. And this is still not the worst matchup. I think you win on 0 shields, but lose in every other shield scenario. So what we're gonna do is here go for 1 Ice Punch and try to swap out there. And we're gonna swap out now into the Gengar while he goes into Trevenant. I can go for my move. I should be able to get to my next move in time, so I can shield once here as well. And put him already low enough that he has to shield this or let this go and let the Trevenant die, and he only has 1 Pokemon. He shields this up, which was a smart play. And I'm just gonna try to farm him down at this point and think I should be in a decent spot. And this is also gonna be it for the video, because we win here, and see you in the next video.